What's up, in this Loopy Say With Your Legs Media, and welcome once again. It's about that time, so we're trying to be consistent and just come on at the same time every day. So you saw the thumbnail. The thumbnail is Micheal Storer. He lost the lead yesterday, but because he's so much of a better climber than everyone else, then that down. So much of a climber that better climber than everyone else in the race, he was able to get his lead back. So he was only behind by 11 seconds at the end of yesterday, and he was able to get that 11 seconds plus another minute and 19, 18 minute and 19 seconds. So if my math is correct. So he ended up with a minute and 33 seconds, winning the GC by 1 minute and 33 seconds over Timon, Timon. Let me look his name up. Arnesman, that's his name. Timon Arnesman, and then the Derek G in Isidore Premier Tech on the right. It was I think it was one of the toughest races to win, because you didn't have the major support of, like, in a big stage race where you have like so many teams that are going to work hard to keep the pace going and keep things, going hard and stuff. So you had to work hard on your own a whole lot more. So, as for example, Micheal Storer won the leader's jersey on stage two. On the climbing stage, he climbed away from everyone, and then he was able to open up the gap on the flatter section towards the finish. Then on the next day, he held on to the lead. There was a breakaway, and the person who was in the breakaway wasn't of much significance time-wise, so he had nothing to worry about. That was on day three. But on day four, they let the Diamond Honestman in the Ineos Grenadiers jersey here. They let him go in a breakaway, and because they didn't have that concerted effort of like a lot of big teams, then Arnesman was able to like just go away, and he got like this 4 minute gap. So Micheal Storer literally had to go from like 29 miles out. Usually, like what the big teams would do is the big teams would like leave it to like the last climb and then just start, or just before the last climb, and then start ramping it up and bring it back to within a catchable distance on the last climb. And as they hit the last climb, there is usually a gap that's obtainable. But because you didn't have that significant power of all the powerhouse teams, Micheal Storer had to go from 29K. It was more than 29K. And yeah, he had to go from a long way out and catch back on. And that's a lot of work to do on your own. But the crazy thing is, as hard as Micheal Storer is working, it's as hard as everyone else is working as well too. So it's not just him putting in that hard work. Everyone has to put in that hard work. So he has to ride hard. Everyone else has to ride hard. So he rode hard. He finished within 10 seconds yesterday, but he lost the latest jersey to the Ineos Grenadiers rider. And he got the Ineos Grenadiers rider got to wear the green jersey yesterday for 1 day. Sorry, let me just, that's Timon Arneson. So he got to wear the green jersey yesterday for 1 day. But then Micheal Storer came right back, and he was able to take the green jersey back. And yeah, I mean, it's a big look. So what he did, like I said, because they don't have all of the power of all of the teams. Send his accent friendly YouTubers for shout outs. What's up? You got an arsenal, man. You got, oh my goodness. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm such a sporting guy, it doesn't, mess up to you an Arsenal. I'm a Man U fan. My team sucks right now, so you could call me all of the names you want to. I'm gonna take it because if your team sucks, and my team right now, Manchester United, we suck. So big up to Arsenal. You're up there in second or third place, I believe. I believe you're in second place. So well done to you. And don't hate on me too much. But it is what it is, man. You can't flip up just because your team's not doing well. you know you're gonna go root for another team. But anyway, that's that. But big up to you, Arsenal. It says football master. Big up to you. 2012, you've been a supporter. I've been a supporter since Manchester United since probably the 80s, since I was a wee little kid. But anyway, let's get on to Micheal Storer. Sorry to segregate, just shouting out the shouting out the comments, the person in the comment there. But anyway, so Micheal Storer had to go from 3 climbs out. I mean, the guy's talented, and he had to go from way out. He went from way out, and he outclimbed Arnesman, and he outclimbed everyone. He just did really well, and it was really hard. And like I said, because you don't have the teams and like the depth of teams, you know, because someone's going to take up the someone else is worried about their rider and their GC position. So you have so many more riders competing, but you didn't have that in this race. So Micheal Storer had to do just so much work on his own, but he got the job done. He got the job done. I was a bit disappointed when he lost the jersey yesterday. I did want to see him like keep the jersey yesterday and then win the stage, but it is what it is. But at the same time, I think he realized, and the team like realized, like, look, let's just, I don't think you're gonna win the stage, and we may even lose the jersey, but at least let's get it back to where we can uh, at least compete on the next day and have a chance of getting the jersey back. And he did that. So had Arnesman, because he had like up to a 4 minute lead at one point yesterday. If he had kept most of that 4 minutes yesterday, he probably would have won the overall stage. But because Micheal Storer realized like what was going on, and he had to like just jump on it and like just make sure that nothing happened, then yes, I mean that not so that nothing happened. Make sure that he gave himself a fighting chance for the final stage, which is stage 5. That's what he did, and he did that. So it was a big look for Micheal Storer, and I'm just so proud of him. I mean, like I was just like, yo, dude, come on, man. And I just because he's just the best climber. So what this does now, it puts his name in the hat for the Giro D Italia. He's now going to be one of the riders that's going to be looked at, and I was a bit worried about the support that they were going that Tudor Rose was giving him. But today, Tudor Rose stepped up. They didn't just let the race. They let the break go up. Like everyone who was in the break was so far down on time that it didn't matter. So okay, cool. The break's going up the road. They let whoever's going to win the break. They're going to be in the break, be in the break. But then Tudor Rose and they set the tempo on the like it was 2 climbs before, set the tempo hard to the point where they dropped Arnesman, and then once Arnesman was dropped, then Micheal Storer put in a further attacked even harder, and said like he was trying to catch the leaders, but like he's more concerned with putting time on Simon Arnesman, and he did that. So he attacked over the top of the climb. He put like I think by the head time of the top, that second to last climb he had was like 40 seconds, 45 seconds. And then what Tudor Rose did perfectly was they put someone in the breakaway, and the plan was that they were going to attack, over that last climb. Micheal would climb, get over the climb, and then whoever was in the breakaway would drop out of the breakaway and drop back to help Micheal Storer, so he didn't have to do all of that work in the valley to get to the last climb, to give him a better chance so that when he got to the last climb, he wouldn't be as you know, like just burnt out. But and so the thing is, Arnesman had to do it all on his own, whereas Micheal Storer had a ride all the way to the last climb. So Tyson had to burn so much more matches than he had to burn way more matches than Micheal Storer did. So and then that was the good part. That was the cool part. That and like the planning that like Tudor Rose, did for the day. It was like just like a top GC team. They were on point. They were on flipping on point. And when he caught up, when his guy dropped back for the break, to, give him a toe to the next climb. Then he got on that last climb, and that was all she wrote. And he almost caught the, the guys that were in the, he only finished like seconds behind them. So he put in a really good effort, but then he ended up finishing 1 minute and 30 seconds ahead of Arnesman, Thyman Arnesman, and taking the back of the leader's jersey as you see him in here now. So and this is the podium shot. So yeah, and right after he finished, Honestman came over and congratulated him. Said, "Dude, that was well played. Tudor Rose played it well." So I'm saying this to say that going into the Giro d'Italia, this should be a, I'm not quite sure if Micheal Storer could win the Giro, but I think he's gonna have a good, because you got Roglic, Pidcock, Walt Bernard. And I think people are saying that the part where he might let himself down is in the time trials, in the Giro d'Italia. But we'll see. We'll see. You just never know, man. You just never know. We'll see how that's gonna go. The Giro starts on the 9th of May, so it's in 2 weeks from today. So there's the Giro d'Italia. So really looking forward to that. I think that's going to be just as exciting, if not as exciting, as the Tour de France. It's like something that you're not going to want to miss. I'm going to make sure that I'm here every day, bringing you the recap from every day, even while I'm studying for my course that I'm doing right now. Yeah, so the Giro d'Italia is on the 9th of May, but before the Giro d'Italia, we got Liège, Bastogne Liège this weekend with Lock Bostonic Lock this weekend. And this is Tade going to be able to do get 2 out of 3, because he wanted to do the triple where he wanted to do Amstel, Liège, Amstel, Flash Wallon, and then Liège, Bastogne, Liège. Now it's looking likely that he might be able to do Liège, Bastogne, Liège, but we will see. We will see. I mean, it's going to be a tough ask, right? It's going to be a tough ask for Pogacar to I don't know. I don't know, because Remco looks suspect. I thought Remco was like coming into form. If Remco would have been close at Flash Lowon, I would be a little bit more like, okay, is Remco really going to be there? But it's so hard to say. It's so hard to say. I think the only person that can really pump Tade's brakes is Jonas Vingegaard. But this guy, doesn't want to do any races. The only races he's doing is flipping. He's doing the Dauphiné, and then he's doing the Tour de France, and then I think he's going to do La Volta, right? I think he's doing La Volta, but if he's doing La Volta, I think Pogacar wants to do La Volta as well, so that would be interesting. But this guy is super talented, and we don't see him. People, I'm not just me, but all the fans, they want to see him race. And he's what do you do? It's like it's just really weird. He's keeps out of the news. That's fine. That's fine and dandy and all of that stuff. Who cares about all of that? But as a fan of cycling, you want to see the man. You want to like just pop your face out, like, because I'm trying to be a fan, but it's hard to be a fan of somebody you don't see and you don't hear from. But anyway, that's Jonas. I was trying to find. Oh, that's gonna be way back. That's gonna be way back. So yeah, but let's just go back to the last thing that I wanted to touch on really quickly is these guys. Uno X Mobility. So I talked about them yesterday, but I'm just so excited about this look, and they just look so. This is man. Look at that kit looks super fly. Sorry about the green, but that kit looks super fly. Probably need to turn the light on. There we go. That should get better the green, but that kit, it looks dope. And then the bike, look at the bike. Look at the bike. I have a Ridley as well too. I don't have this Ridley, but I have a Ridley. So I'm pretty stoked. I mean, this is just dope. So I'm so excited for uh, Uno X Mobility, and they are just going to be looking so fly. Whether they win the Liège with still Liège, whether they get on the podium, I hope they get on the podium. I got to go back and fix my picks and make sure I put one of the uh, Uno X guys on the podium, because that would be so epic to see that 7-Eleven jersey on the podium at Liège, Bastogne Liège. But I hope it's not the last time they wear this kit and they rock these bikes, because I mean, this man, come on, man, you can't hate on that. That is so fresh. That is super fresh. Come on now. You know, the helmets are matching as well. Anyway, that's about it. That's the end of like the tour of. That's the end of the tour. The Alps won by Micheal Storer. What we got coming up? Let me see what's coming up tomorrow. I think there's a race tomorrow, and then obviously like Liège, Bastogne Liège is on Sunday. And if you're wondering, Honestman was 1 minute 33 behind, and third place Derek G was over 4 minutes and 7 seconds behind. So he won by major gaps today. Tour Gila, that's in the U.S. Tour Gila, it's in the U.S. Volta Austria. So if I go to what's going on, so yeah, Volta. So basically, it looks like I might have a day off of covering the races tomorrow, but I'm pretty sure I have something to bring you, somebody to talk about. So there's a lot of teams debuting a different kit for the Tour de France. So that I'll probably bring you some info on that, let you see what the kits look like. So just check me out tomorrow, and we'll have a look at what these kits that people are going to be rocking for the Tour de France. People are just coming out with some different kits, and we see how many we can find. But as we get closer, and I wonder if it's going to be any special kits for the Giro D Italia, but the Giro D Italia is going to, it's always an exciting race. I mean, Poggi spiced it up last year, but he won't be doing it this year. And yeah, it's going to be, and Poggi needs that rest as well. Poggi needs that rest. So I'm looking forward to Poggi just being off the bike, and then he's going to be back for the Dauphiné. And also, that guy Jonas Vingegaard's going to be at the Dauphiné as well. So Pogacar and Jonas Vingegaard will be at the Dauphiné just prior to the Tour. And it's going to be a big look into what the Tour de France is going to be like. I don't think Jonas Vingegaard, I think Jonas is going to be close, but I don't think he's going to be, I don't think he's going to touch Poggi. And I think the main reason why I say that is because he just doesn't have the fuel in his legs, the race fuel, the race days. I'm calling it fuel, the race days, race fuel. And I don't care what type of training, where you are. I don't care if you're training on the moon and Mars. You need race day. You need race day preparation. And Jonas Vingegaard is not getting that right now. He is lacking that so bad. And that's what's going to hurt him. You know, no matter how strong a team he has around supporting him. And we saw him in Paris-Nice. What happened, like, you know, he just broke down because he's a winner and he wants to win. So he's going to get his heart broken again in the Tour de France. And I hope, like he took the loss last year, I hope he can take the loss again this year as well. You know, I hope he can, you know, I hope Jonas could. I'm telling you right now, Jonas is not. Jonas, Jonas is going to struggle to get on the podium because he's going to have some stiff competition pushing him. So I'll talk about that more as to who I think is going to push Jonas. I think I'm not quite sure. I think if Remco continues to race, and because Remco needs the race days, and I think Remco's the right. He's gonna get in the races. Remco knows he's gonna get the races in. He's gonna put in the work, and you're gonna see Remco come. You know, he's gonna be stumping for the Tour. But wait, it's I'm not even sure if Remco. I think Remco's doing the Giro. No, I don't. Let me see teams. Let's go to races. Giro d'Italia. Let's see. Giro d'Italia. start list. And it's Remco, Sudal. So far, the four Sudal quick step, they only got Micheal, Landa, Paul, Magna, and Ethan Hayter down for the Giro D Italia. Not quite sure. Not quite sure. Quite sure. We'll see. We'll see. If Remco is doing the Giro, he's not doing the Tour. So, and, yeah, we already talked about Roglic. Who's doing the Giro d'Italia, and some of the reporters and commentators are begging on him and saying like, dude, you're only doing the Giro because you're afraid to race against Pogacar. You know, you're afraid to take on Pogacar, which I can sort of see. I mean, the man, you know, if you could win, you could go in and win. Why are you gonna put yourself through a whole lot of suffocation to get like third, or maybe not even get third, get fourth place? So, but anyway, that's about it. That's all I have for today. So we'll be back tomorrow. It's always this cycling scene is always got stuff to talk about. Can't throw your sunglasses, but you can throw a bottle. Can't throw your sunglasses, but you can throw a bottle. So, and I'm pretty sure there are a lot of cyclists and fans throwing stuff too. They're throwing a fit because these UCI rules. These UCI rules are just out of control. These the UCI and their rules are out of control. Anyway, so in a week's time, I think this Sunday, it might be the Pan Am Games road race as well too. So hopefully we should be able to bring you something from that. And I think that's about it for now. Enjoy. Thanks for hitting the like button if you did. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. And we will be back same time, same place tomorrow. And at some point we're gonna get some guests in there. We're gonna, you know, you know what? I'm gonna give my Caribbean my Caribbean kinfolk a hard time because I really like, you know, I reach out to them, yo. You know, I don't got many subscribers. I don't got like a big following, but I can't build that following without, you know, doing stuff. So I gotta interview guys. So I have a feeling that people want to come and start interviewing once you get big and popular. You know, because I guess if they come to my channel now, I guess I'm gonna hurt their brand or hurt the name. I hope not, but I'm gonna keep like poking at them, you know, and I see what I get. But anyway, Zenith Levy, say what you likes me. I appreciate you. Thanks for hitting the like button. Thanks for subscribing to the channel, and we will see you tomorrow.